picture this. Sophia, smiling at Clara, warm, safe, sisterly. 4 seasons, 4 years of fighting monsters, losing people, breaking down walls, all of it leading to one single moment, the moment you finally find the door out. But here's the thing nobody's telling you. You're not opening a door to freedom. You're releasing something. Because Fromville isn't a prison. Fromville is the lock. Don't watch what Sophia does. Watch how she moves. That's how you find the real threat. She doesn't need to kill anyone. She doesn't need a weapon. She needs Boyd and Jade to do the dirty work for her. She's engineering the collapse, using the hero's own desperation as the detonator. Look at the trailer. That scene where she leans into Clara's ear. That's not a conversation. That's a programming session. Clara, a woman who's survived every disaster since season 1, who moves invisible through Colony House, is now Sophia's eyes inside the walls. And it gets worse. While Boyd and Jade are underground, digging, Sophia walks through a ghost town. Every talisman, every protection, gone. Then she gets to the rope ladder and cuts it. Jade and Tabitha are now sealed underground with the creatures. Elgin figured it out. The old photograph in the diner. Historical proof that Sophia isn't who she claims to be. He was going to expose her. She killed him and kept moving. This isn't a villain raging at the heroes. This is something far more cold-blooded. A plan centuries in the making, executed in a single afternoon. And here's what makes it even darker. She's not doing this because she wants to destroy them. She's doing it because the alternative, letting them succeed, would destroy everything. Now this is where it gets existential. Why do we keep comparing From to Lost? Because the writers of From are the writers of Lost. And in Lost, the island wasn't just a prison. The island was a cosmic cork, the one thing keeping an ancient evil bottled up from the rest of humanity. The residents of the island weren't just trapped. They were guards. Without ever being told, they were guards. Sound familiar? Because that's exactly what Fromville is. The pocket dimension isn't punishment. It isn't random. It's a containment system. And the people dragged into it aren't victims of some cosmic accident. They're the new wardens. Now look at the bones. The Ankoui children murdered in that underground chamber, their remains scattered beneath the bottle tree. Everyone assumed pulling those bones out was the act of liberation. Set the children free. Break the loop. Escape. But here's what the show's been whispering since season 1. Those bones aren't evidence of a crime. They are anchors. Literal metaphysical stakes driven into the floor of this pocket dimension, holding the seal in place. Remove them, and what's sealed inside gets out. The man in yellow hasn't been trying to stop the heroes. He's been guiding them, letting them do the one thing he can't do himself, break the seal from the inside. And they're walking right into it. Stop, right here. I need you to really sit with this moment, because this is the darkest thing this show has ever built toward. Imagine Boyd, underground, holding the bones, knowing he finally has the truth. If he walks those bones out into the world, the seal breaks. The thing that's been contained in Fromville, the ancient evil that the man in yellow serves, it doesn't just get loose. It floods everywhere. Every person, every city, every child. But if he stays, he dies in that chamber. His family dies. Everyone he's been fighting for, gone. This isn't a hero's choice. This is a checkmate. And the writers of this show love checkmates. Because the cruelest ending isn't when the villain wins. It's when the hero wins for themselves and destroys everything else in the process. If Boyd and the group break that seal to escape, they survive. But they just ended the world. Can you cheer for that? Real quick, before we go further, if you were Boyd, bones in your hands, standing at the seal, knowing the moment you surface, the world ends. Do you keep the seal in place and die down there? Or do you break it and save yourself, knowing what comes next? Drop it in the comments. Seriously, I want to know where you stand. Okay, let's dissect this. The diner photograph. Elgin, alone, breathing hard, staring at a photo from the storage room. The diner holds the belongings of the dead. It's a repository of every failed cycle. What he found in that photo isn't just old history. It's proof. Visual confirmation that Sophia has appeared in Fromville before. That this innocent survivor is neither. That's what gets him killed. The Ankoui children pointing. The ghostly children appear, and they're not pointing at the bottle tree. They're pointing directly at Ethan, not Tabitha. Meaning the excavation can't succeed without a child of the current cycle present in that chamber. Which forces Tabitha into the worst maternal dilemma this show has ever staged. Bring her son underground into a room full of ancient evil. Or abandon the trapped children's souls forever. There is no safe option. The boy in white breaking his silence. Pay attention to this one. He has been silent for 4 seasons. Observer. Watcher. Never warning. Never interfering. Now he speaks. You know what the others are doing. The boy in white only breaks pattern when the balance itself is breaking. When the metaphysical scales tip so far that the rules change. His urgency isn't just a warning to Victor, it's a signal to us. The entity, the man in yellow, is now breaking its own rules, operating in daylight, inside Colony House, whispering to Clara.
Really him? Maybe if you look closer. Oh God.
The guy in the yellow suit, he's back. When the sun comes up tomorrow, I want to be ready to put shovels in the ground.
Whatever deal governed the game before, it's off the table. Here's what I need you to think about. First, if Fromville is the cosmic Cork, and the residents are the unaware jailers, who put them there? Is there a force above the man in yellow that's been orchestrating this entire thing, and the man in yellow is just as trapped as everyone else? Second, the boy in white said Sophia is going to lose. But what does winning actually look like for the residents of Fromville? Because right now, every version of escape leads to catastrophe. Comment your theory below. I'm reading every single one. If you're not already on Drama Crypt, subscribe now. New breakdowns drop every week, and next episode, everything burns. Don't miss it.